proclamation, the Emperor of China announced a competition to decide the next heir to the throne. The emperor was old and had no children, and because he tended all the flowers and trees in his garden so lovingly, he declared that any child who wanted to be emperor should come to the palace to receive one royal seed. Whichever child could show the best results by the time the snow began to fall would win the competition and become the next to rule in the land. There was one little boy named Ping. He was already known as the best gardener in the village. His neighbors marveled over the melons, bok choy, and snow peas that flourished in his garden. Anyone looking for Ping would probably find him bobbing between his rows, pulling out new weeds, moving one sapling over to catch more morning sun, transplanting another to the shade. On the day the emperor's seats were to be handed out, many hopeful children traveled to the palace. The emperor gave them each a seed. Each child returned home with one precious possibility in their palm. Precious seed, come and grow for me. Big and tall, past them all, ruler will I be. Ping carefully carried the emperor's seed home, sealing it securely in his hands so it wouldn't fall, but not so tightly that it might get crushed. At home, he spread the bottom of a flower pot with large stones, covered the stones with pebbles, then filled the pot with rich, black, moist soil. He pressed the seed an inch below the surface and covered it with light soil. Precious seed, come and grow for me. Big and tall, past them all, ruler will I be. Ping watered his pot every day and watched for the telltale unfurling of the first leaf as it burst through the surface. June was the first boy in Ping's village to announce that his seed was sprouting through the soil. There you are, like a star, you and I, we shall go far. He bragged that he would surely be the next ruler and practiced his royal skills by bossing around the younger, adoring children. May was the next child whose tiny plant had emerged from her pot. There you are, like a star, you and I, we shall go far. Then it was Wong. There you are, like a star, you and I, we shall go far. Ping was puzzled. None of those children could grow plants as well as he. But Ping's seed did not grow. He was confused. What was wrong? Ping carefully repotted his seed into a new pot with the very best and richest black loam from his garden. He crumbled every ball of soil into tiny particles. He gently pressed in the seed and kept the top moist and watched the pot every day. Precious seed, come and grow for me. Big and tall, past them all, ruler will I be. Still, Ping's seed did not grow. Big, beautiful plants soon emerged from the pots cared for by the other children in Ping's village. Ping was thrown into despair. The other children laughed at him and started to mockingly say things like, "My pockets are as empty as Ping's pot," if there were no treats in their pockets. Ping repotted his plant yet again, this time sprinkling dried fish throughout the soil as fertilizer. Precious seed, come and grow for me. Big and tall, past them all, ruler will I be. Even so, his seed did not grow. The months went by, and the snows were gathering in forests nearby. The day approached when the children were meant to bring their plants to the palace for judging. Chun, May, and Wang had cleaned their pots till they shone. They had wiped the great leaves till the green veins glistened. I do?" cried Ping to his father as he gazed out at the other children joyfully preparing their triumphant return to the palace. "My seed wouldn't grow. My pot is empty." "Ping, just take the emperor your pot," said his father. "You did the best you could do." Shamefaced, Ping carried his empty pot on the road to the palace, while gleeful children carrying pots tottering with huge plants strode singing along. "Hooray, hooray, we're on our way. The emperor will surely choose me today. Hooray, hooray, we're on our way. The emperor will surely choose me today." By the palace, all the children stood proudly with their beautiful plants and awaited judgment. The emperor, wrapped in his richly embroidered silk robe, looked down the line of hopeful entrants, viewing each plant with a frown. When he came to Ping, he scowled even more and said, "What is this? You brought me an empty pot?" It was all Ping could do to keep from crying. "If you please, your majesty," said Ping, "I tried my best. I planted your seed with the best soil I could find. I kept it moist and watched it every day. When the seed didn't grow, I repotted it in new soil, and I even repotted it again. But it just didn't grow. I'm sorry." Ping hung his head. Said the emperor, turning so everyone could hear. He thundered, "I don't know where all these other children got their seeds. Nothing could have grown from the seeds I gave you, because those seeds had all been cooked. They could no longer grow into plants. You may wonder why I would give you seeds that could not grow. I gave you those seeds so that I could find out who among you would work hard, try their best, and still be truthful even when they were disappointed." The emperor smiled at Ping. "Ping, it's you, kind and true. You did the best that you could do." And when Ping realized that he had been chosen from among all the other children, he bowed low in thanks.